So we've seen a lot of unrest recently, and this is how it began.
I mean, 14-year-old girl is sexually assaulted by an Eritrean who'd arrived by boat 8 days before. Don't underestimate the simmering anger and disgust that there is in this country that we are letting in every week. In fact, some days, many hundreds of undocumented young males, many of whom come from cultures in which women and young girls are not even treated as second-class citizens.
But these violent scenes are not us. They are not Epping, and they are not what we stand for.
Do I understand how people in Epping feel? You bet your life I do. I don't think anybody in London even understands just how close we are to civil disobedience on a vast scale in this country, and I regret saying that.
Hello Envy UK, it's Pete and welcome back to the channel. Thank you ever so much for your company, and it's good to see you again. It's been a little while, but like I said, I only do news stories as and when they matter, or they matter to me. Call me selfish, I don't care. Anyway, what do you think of the new look? Look, see, I'm indoors now. I'm out, historically been in front of the cityscape. Now I've got a nice little impromptu set that I can just hit record, bring you the news on a regular basis. So what are we looking at then? So we're looking at potentially wide-scale civil unrest in the UK. I don't condone it. I think we shouldn't have it. I think we should have peaceful protesting. But the UK, as Nigel said, as some other commentators said, in fact, hang on, and I will come to him in a minute. The whole place is like a tinderbox. We've reached the end of our tether with migration. Whatever migration. We've had enough, okay? We've not got enough services to complement the people coming in. If we did, happy days, no problem at all. But while we can't, I'm your classic example, hernia. I've had a hernia, had a consultation last October. I still got a hernia. A hernia. All you got to do is sort it, sew it up, and that's it. Nearly a year. Anyway, so we've got a tinderbox mountain of resentment, and rightfully, you know, people are coming, they never contributed. We're going to put in lovely hotels, they're getting everything and all of that, and we are busting well, I'm not, I got sacked a week and a half ago, so I am out of work. Anyone who wants a sales position filled, I'm your man. So drop me a message, leave me a comment, whatever. Oh, actually, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. So I've got a few clips coming up to show you, just to sort of exemplify what I'm talking about. But now I'm going to talk about Epping, going to talk about Britannia Hotel. So keep tuned to that, and about a forthcoming protest at the Britannia Hotel at the weekend. So I'll give you details about that in a bit. But they're looking at it and they're saying, look, all this problem in Epping and all these far-right racist thugs. They're not thugs. They're parents, their mothers, their grandmothers, their kids. They're out there peacefully protest. We're going to see the story of that in a minute. But what they're saying is, oh, it's this one-off. No, it's not a one-off. You saw scenes of it in the last week. You saw scenes of it in London at the Britannia the last day or two. You've seen it in Wales the other year. You've seen it in Sunderland recently. You've seen it in Ballymena. I reported on the Ballymena troubles with the refugees, the immigrants there. And then you got Portadown. So this is not just an isolated thing. This is going viral, and not in a good way. Anyway, peacefully protest, like the chap in Essex, the chief of the police down there. What a fool! What a fool! Yeah, that was above my command. You're the top. You're the grand fromage, as Keith would say. Hi, Keith. You are the top cheese. You call the shots. Not it was above my pay grade. Anyway, so if you're going to protest, I encourage it. Like he said, it's your legal right. So you can do it as long as there's no violence, and don't do no violence. Don't give the left what they want. I'm going to show you what they want in a second. Right, here we go. So firstly, let's hear from Adam Brooks. I'm showing you Adam Brooks's quick short because he is an Essex boy. I'm an Essex boy. I was born in Clacton. Don't call myself an Essex boy because I was raised in the northwest, so I call myself a northerner because I have those morals. But anyway, here's Adam.
I'm here at the Bell Hotel in Epping, where there is 2 protests going on today. Unbelievably, anti-racism mob have turned up and are antagonising worried residents, worried grandfathers, mothers, fathers, children, all sorts here from the local community, basically saying protect our kids. That is the chant that is going on behind me over and over again. And that is because only last week a migrant was charged on 3 cases of sexual assault against a school child in the High Road, just about half a mile that way. You know, I lose track of how many messages and how many people have come up to me in the last week worried for their children locally. Who decided to put a migrant hotel so near a school? Whose decision was that? Was there a risk assessment? No one knows. You know, if there's any journalists out there that could find that out, please do. It's the Bell in Epping. But we have chants of far-right scum, of Nazi scum, ringing out from a few dozen of these anti-racism protesters. Yet there are hundreds of worried residents here, hundreds. And I just hope, you know, there is no violence, there is no trouble here, because the message is clear: protect our kids.
Okay, so there you go. So he's just sort of explaining what's gone on there. And by and large, if you check this out, the daytime protest was peaceful. At the weekend it was peaceful. The other day it was peaceful. Here, roll the clip. Right, so then, because there's this outrage in the local community, the left don't like it. The Refugees Welcome Brigade are on task. They were here. Nigel, tell us what you think.
Of course there were some bad eggs that turned up at Epping. There were the usual far-right thugs. But equally, what about Antifa? Why are Antifa allowed to go to these demonstrations, to wear balaclavas, to not be identified, to do gestures last night of them shooting at members of the public? Why are Antifa allowed?
Okay, well, he said it, right? Now see it. There you go. That is the police throwing in a load of masked protesters. Masked? Get in the van. We'll take you straight down to ground zero. Yeah, oh, it'll be fine. Tensions aren't running wild down by the Bell Hotel. We'll just boss you in and just literally pull the pin and throw them in. Unbelievable. But it's not just here that's kicking off. We've got people here rioting to get these illegal migrants out. And you've got people in France, exactly, protesting to get the migrants in, protesting to get in the country. Just crazy right now, right? So here you go. So we've seen the left getting bussed in. This is what happens when they arrive. They antagonise people. They wind them up. People are upset because a 14-year-old have been, you know, not to fall foul of the algorithm on YouTube here, but you know the story. So they've come to protest and peacefully say, the whole community wants you out. There's 1,500 people turned up. Epping is not a big place. That's pretty much 3/4 of Epping, I would imagine. It's not. It's a bigger place than that. I'm exaggerating. But there was a lot of people considering the English don't complain normally. We moan, but we don't complain. There's a difference. So it kicked off. And then so the police have separated everyone. And it was like proper flooded. The Met sent London riot squad in. Epping police had lost control. Absolutely useless as a chocolate fire guard. And there you go. So here's some scenes from the evening. There you go. Right, so that's Epping. Right, so it's Thursday. I'm going to try and get this out tonight. So if I do, tomorrow is Friday. There's been a disbursement order placed over a radius in Epping, which for anyone outside of the UK means if you're going down there, the police have a right, if they think that you're loitering or about to cause mischief, they can disperse you on. They've got the power to move you on. So there's a disbursement order in place to simmer things down. The police need to get a handle of this before the weekend, because when the weekend comes, man alive, they have got problems. So yeah, so what's happened is they've put a disbursement order in. From what I hear, it's quiet down there tonight. Don't forget my family are in Essex, so I've got an ear to the ground. But there are some protests happening at the Britannia Hotel in Canary Wharf in East London. So let's just go over and talk about Britannia now. So Britannia is a 480 something bed hotel, costs £81 per night per person. So over 2 weeks, it cost about £500,000 quid. So £250,000 a week, give or take a few pounds. And then it's not even occupied. So there were rumours that they were sending the immigrants from the Bell Hotel in Epping down to the Britannia in Canary Wharf, but that's not substantiated yet. So let's not get excited about that statistic. But a lot of people have turned up. Look, check it out. Roll the clip.
Really high here. Refugees are welcome here. Fair, clear. Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here.
So as you can see there, you've got people on the right protesting, you've got people on the left protesting. It's very interesting to think about these protesters and the different camps, because look at the guys on the right and the ladies, the people on the right. No masks, signs saying save our children, you know, stop the unsordid behaviour, you know, messages of concern. Then, you know, because this stuff is happening in the communities all around the country, it is happening. We are being attacked, invaded, abused and violated, and nothing is going on. Look at this squad here. So I just put a picture on the screen. Anyway, it looks very white to me. That's the first thing. Where are the ethnic communities that should have an issue with this? Where are they? They don't have an issue with this. It's the Liberal Brigade. The far left radical lunatics have took over the asylum. Another thing to note is if you look at the people protesting on the right, roll the clip again, just have a quick 10 seconds.
Over there who are trying to blame migrants and refugees for the ills of this society, when we know that wealth is increasingly unevenly distributed and people...
We stand together. It's more of a sign if we hold one together. You're with them.
Okay, all of the signs are handmade. They're put together in a hurry. They're put together by amateurs. They're just getting a sign. They're going down. They're protesting. They're peaceful. These guys on the left, look at their signs. They're all exactly the same. They're printed off. They know what they're doing. They are paid activists. They're paid to go down to places to cause trouble. That's why they're wearing masks. They've got the same sign. And guess what? They all turn up at the same time. They don't sort of dribs and drabs in as they're finishing work or they've dropped the kids off to the grandpa and then they're going down there. No, they're all unemployed, white, soap dodging crusties who are paid racists. They're all racists because they hate white people. They hate the people, you've got to love yourself before you can love someone else. And that's all I'm going to say. You need to start loving yourselves, because this behaviour is pathetic. Did I have a final clip? No, that was it. Right, so there is a protest at the Britannia Hotel. It will be on Sunday. I'm not sure what time it is. I'll get you another video before the weekend to let you know what time it is. I won't personally be going. Like I said, I got sacked, so I've got to watch the pennies. But I will be reporting. I've got some people down there who are going to send some videos and keep me informed and let me bring that to you. So, on that note, I bid you a good evening. And remember, like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. That's Pete from MV UK.